Join Kids Hat family. What happened, Tofu? Why are you so sad?
Tia, I am sad because I lost my bicycle last week. My friends enjoy the ride on their bicycles, but I can't. I wish they lose their bicycles too.
Tofu, I never knew you'll be so mean. You sound very selfish. You should stop this right away.
Tia, sorry Tia, but I was really sad. I don't have one, but my friends do. I just feel left out.
It's okay, Tofu. I can understand that you are sad. But wishing bad for others is not good. We should always think good for others. Come, I'll tell you a story about a fox who became a laughing stock amongst his friends just because he was very selfish. The Fox Without a Tail. One day, a fox was walking in a forest. Suddenly, he heard a huge snap, and in an immediate reaction, he jumped. But something awful happened to the poor little thing. He found his tail stuck in a trap, and this gave a sharp pain in his rear. Ooh! Ah! That hurts so much! Oh! My tail is stuck in a trap! What would I do now? After battling for long with his tail and the trap, he gave a final try to it, and with that came another snapping voice. Tears coming out of his eyes, the fox moaned. Oh, my tail! My tail! I lost my furry, beautiful tail. What would I do now? I'll become laughing stock of my skulk now. This is so embarrassing. And he walked deeper into the forest with his head bowed down in sorrow. When suddenly an idea struck his mind. He decided to call a meeting of all his friends. Friends, I have gathered you for a reason today. While walking through the forest, I kept wondering. We have eyes, nose, ears, teeth, legs, all for some reasons. But why do we need a tail? It's a useless thing and keeps bothering us for some reason or the other. It either gets in way of our sitting or when kept outside is left for someone to trip over. So after a deep thought, I cut off my tail and want you to do the same. It feels great without that useless thing. The skulker fox kept looking at the fox in amazement as to what he was saying. It's true, but nobody has really thought about them without the tail. It surely would be painful to do that. Meanwhile, a young agile fox jumped onto the higher place and addressed the skulk. Are you saying this because you no longer have a beautiful furry tail? Here you are just talking about your self-interest so that you don't get embarrassed and feel left out of the skulk. And the rest of the skulk went off laughing away and discussing as to how selfish and mean the fox is. In order to not feel embarrassed, he wants everyone to chop off their tail.
Tia, now I understood. I shouldn't be selfish and not think bad for others.
Come, I'll buy you an ice cream, Tofu. Tofu, can you take the floor, please? I will climb up the ladder and do the shelves at the top.
Why do I have to do the floor?
Because the shells are higher and tougher to clean.
You are just saying that because you don't want to do the floors.
Oh boy, Tofu, it's not that. You won't be able to reach the shelves, trust me.
Sure, I will be.
Okay, come on up then. But let me tell you, you're being like the crab.
Like the crab? Now what's that?
Come, I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there lived a crab in the sea.
I am so bored of living in the sea. I think the meadow behind the beach is a better place for me to be. I will move there.
And so, the crab came out of the water and made its way beyond the beach and into the meadow.
Ah, this is the life. I wonder why I didn't do this earlier.
Unknown to the crab, a fox had been watching him since the moment he came into the meadow. And one day, when he found the right moment, he attacked him.
I have been waiting for this moment. I will eat you now.
The crab tried to hide, but it didn't know how to. Not on land anyway. He was not familiar with the terrain at all.
It's my fault. I should have stayed in the seas and the beach where I belong and know how to protect myself.
Well, yes, but now it's too late for you.
Saying so, the fox quickly ate the crab and ended his life. Do you still think you can handle the tall shelves?
I think I will wait till next year to find out. For now, I will just take care of the floors.
అయ్ బాబోయ్, ఎవరైనా హెల్ప్ చేయండి. ఈ పురుగు నన్ను కుట్టింది.
అయ్యయ్యో, ఇలా రా, ఐస్ రాస్తాను.
నాకెందుకు ఇలా జరిగింది?
సరే, నీకో కథ చెప్తాను. నక్క మరియు కొంగ. ఒక నక్క ఒక కొంగ ఉండేవి. రెండు ఫ్రెండ్స్. నక్క కొంగని డిన్నర్కి ఆహ్వానించింది.
మిత్రమా, నేను మా ఇంటికి నిన్ను భోజనానికి పిలవాలనుకుంటున్నాను. నేను నీకోసం రుచికరమైన సూప్ తయారు చేస్తాను.
నేను తప్పక వస్తాను.
మాటిచ్చినట్లుగానే రుచికరమైన సూప్ తయారు చేసింది. నక్క ఎంతో తెలివైనది. ఒక క్రూరమైన ఆలోచన చేసింది. ఆ సాయంత్రం కొంగ నక్క ఇంటికి వెళ్ళింది. కొంగకి సూపుతో నిండిన ఒక లోతులేని గిన్నె ఇచ్చింది. నక్క సులభంగా తాగేలా కొంగ ముక్కు చివర మాత్రమే అందులోకి వచ్చేలా ఉంది ఆ గిన్నె.
నేనే ఈ రుచికరమైన సూపుని తయారు చేశాను. హాయిగా తాగి ఆస్వాదించు.
పాపం కొంగ ఏం మాట్లాడలేకపోయింది. సూపును ఆస్వాదిస్తున్నట్లు నటించింది. ఆ సాయంత్రం కొంగ కాస్త ఆకలితోనే ఇంటికి చేరింది. ఒక వారం తరువాత కొంగ నక్కని తన ఇంటికి భోజనానికి పిలిచింది.
నక్క మిత్రమా, నువ్వు మా ఇంటికి భోజనానికి రావచ్చు కదా. నేను నీకోసం చేపల కూర వండుతాను
అన్నది కొంగ.
ధన్యవాదాలు కొంగ మిత్రమా, నేను తప్పక వస్తాను
అన్నది నక్క. కొంగ రుచికరమైన చేపల కూర చేసింది. నక్క వచ్చిన తరువాత కొంగ ఒక కడవలో చేపలను వడ్డించింది. నక్క ఆహారం వైపు ఆబగా చూసింది. కాని అది ఆహారాన్ని రుచి చూడలేకపోయింది. దాని మూతి మందపాటిది కావడంతో కడవలో ఉన్న ఆహారాన్ని భుజించలేకపోయింది. చివరికి అది ఎలాగోలా ఆ కడవ బయట వైపున నాకి సరిపెట్టుకోవాల్సొచ్చింది.
మిత్రమా, భోజనాన్ని బాగా ఆస్వాదించావా? ప్రత్యేకంగా నీకోసమే చేశాను.
చిలిపిగా నవ్వుతూ అడిగింది కొంగ. నక్కకి తను కొంగతో ప్రవర్తించిన వికృత చేష్ట గుర్తుకొచ్చి పశ్చాత్తాపపడింది. తెలివైన కొంగ నక్కకు తగిన గుణపాఠం నేర్పింది. కొంగ హాయిగా భోజనాన్ని ఆరగిస్తూ ఉంటే నక్క బేలగా చూస్తూ ఉండిపోయింది. ఆకలితో ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. కాబట్టి టోఫు, నక్క కొంగకు చెడు చేస్తే కొంగ కూడా తిరిగి నక్కకు అలాగే చేసింది. అందుకే అంటారు చెరపకురా చెడేవు అని.
ఇప్పుడు నాకు అర్థమైంది. Tia, I guess we have come too far from our camp. When will we go back? I'm feeling hungry.
It will take some time, Tofu.
Those berries look yum. I think I can treat on them for the time being.
Tofu, stop! Do you even know what those berries are about?
They look yum to me. That is all I know.
But they can be poisonous. You are in the middle of a jungle.
Poisonous?
Come, let me tell you a story on our way back to the camp. On a long sunny day, there was a fox walking in a desert. Hungry and thirsty, all that he could see was miles of sand and barren rocks.
Oh, it is so hot. I need water badly.
He kept on walking and suddenly he saw a well.
Thank God. I finally found a well. Now I will no longer be thirsty.
He ran and ran in great excitement. The moment he leaped on the well's wall to check water, he lost his balance and fell in the well.
Help! Help! Somebody, please help me! This well is really deep. How would I ever get out of this place?
Nearby, a goat was passing the well. When she heard the fox, she went to peep over the well.
Hey, Fox! What are you doing inside this well?
Oh, goat! Isn't it too hot outside? I just came into this well to cool myself off. Why don't you also hop in and enjoy this cool and refreshing water?
Not even thinking for a second, the goat jumped into the well.
Hey, Fox! You were right. This water is actually very refreshing. I could spend all my day out here.
After some time, the goat stops and asks the fox,
Wait a second. How in the world will we manage to get out of this well?
Oh, it's going to be simple. If you stand on your 2 feet and push me up, I can manage to reach to the top of the well and then pop out of the well.
the goat once again, without thinking twice, does as the fox said.
Hey, Fox! What about me? How would I get out?
Ha 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 ha. I guess you have to think about it on your own.
But I helped you getting out of the well. Who asked you to? You should have thought about the consequences before taking any actions.
So one should look before one leaps. Yeah, Tofu, always. Because you never know what danger you might get into. And those wild berries, they might have been harmful for you.
Yeah, Tia. One should always check before taking a step further.
Look, there is our camp. And I can already smell the dinner is ready.
Yay! Let's go! Tia, yesterday in our class, my friend Ben forgot to bring one of his textbook, and Ted offered to share his textbook with him. Ben promised Ted to help him in learning football after school. But after school, when Ted asked Ben to help as promised, instead of helping, Ben left for his home.
That's bad. One should always stand by their promises.
But Tia, today again Ben forgot his textbook, and when he asked Ted to help, Ted refused.
Tofu, we should be sensitive towards every human being. You know, we should always help people around. Come, I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess in the kingdom of a very humble king. The princess was so pampered by her father that she turned out to be a little proud of the fact that she is a princess. Many a times the king asked her to be more humble, towards the people around her, because that's the way a princess should be.
I know, my little princess, that you are my pampered child. But you should be little more empathetic towards other people. Everybody is same. It's just that some are fortunate, some are not.
But the princess just ignored what her father had to say and went out to play with the golden ball that her father had gifted her on her birthday. She loved the ball, but no sooner had she started playing that her ball bounced and went into a pond. Oh God, my favorite golden ball! I would give anything to get back my favorite ball. Anything! Hearing the princess cry out loudly, a frog leaped up and sat on a lotus leaf and said,
Princess, I just saw what happened.
I will get the golden ball back for you,
But you have to promise me something.
How in the world did the slimy frog talk? The princess only wanted her ball back, so she hurriedly said yes.
What is it that you want in return? I want you to take me back to your palace and pamper me. I would eat with you, play with you, and sleep in bed with you.
The princess was horrified at the very idea and had no intention of doing any such thing. She agreed to the condition as she thought the frog would not be able to reach the palace on his own, and she had no intention of taking him along with her. She told him to hurry and get the ball back and waited with bated breath for her golden ball. The frog jumped into the pond and in no time at all came back with the golden ball. She took the ball from him and ran back to her palace as fast as she could.
Princess, come back! You promised to take me with you. You can't break your promise.
But the princess ignored to his calling and ran as fast as she could. She was relieved when she reached her room and soon forgot all about the frog. At night, while she was having dinner with her father, there was a loud knock on the door.
Open the door, oh princess. It's me, the frog from the pond. You promised to keep me with you. Being a true princess, you should keep up to your promise now.
Who is that? And what does he want?
The princess, being a little scared of her father, told him about the afternoon incidents. And how she broke her promise.
You are a true princess, my love, and you should keep up to your promise, no matter what.
Feeling helpless, the princess opened the door and let the frog enter. He hopped on to the seat next to her and asked her to let him eat from her plate. The frog ate till his tummy was full. But the princess couldn't eat a single bite, thinking about the slimy frog eating from her plate. Then the frog asked her to carry him to her bedroom and let him sleep in her bed. Unwillingly, she picked him up in her hands and went upstairs. The frog jumped on her bed and snuggled cozily in her huge soft bed. The next morning, the princess got up to find the frog missing from her bed. Happily, she hopped from her bed, thinking that the ordeal was over. But as the night fell, the knock again happened. And again the frog ate from her plate and slept in her bed. Feeling sad about sharing her food and bed, she went to her father and asked him if she could stop now. The king again told her that a promise was a promise and cannot be broken. It was the third night when the frog came in again to eat and sleep in her bed. But the next morning, the princess was astonished to see that the frog was not in her bed. And a handsome young prince was standing next to her bed.
What? Who are you? Where is the slimy frog?
Dear princess, it's me, the frog. A witch cast a spell on me that could be broken only if a princess would let me eat in her plate and sleep in her bed for 3 nights. You broke that spell by keeping your promise, and here I am, standing in front of you. I am the prince from the neighboring country. Would you like to be my wife? Not able to resist the handsome prince, she said yes, but had something more to say. Oh, prince, I would love to be your wife. But how would you forgive me for being so rude to you? She was guilty like hell, but the prince was a humble man. He said, "Oh, my dear princess, I can understand your reasons and I am ready to forgive you. But you have to promise me that in future you won't judge anybody by the way one looks or the job one does. Everyone is equal, and that's how they should be treated, equally." Saying this, the prince took her in his arms and decided to take her to his kingdom, where they lived happily ever after.
Oh dear, you are right. We should always keep our promises and help people in need. Thanks for the lovely moral story.
Come, Tofu, let's go and play some games now. For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.